What's up, guys? It's Dave. I'm going to do my weekly chart review here. All right, let's get to it. Per usual, I'm just going to go through basically the sectors of the market, then we'll scan some ETFs to see what might be interesting this week. Firstly, news coming off this week. Tariffs, right? That's what everyone's talking about right now with Trump and Canada and Europe and Mexico. This stuff, from what I've been hearing, this isn't new, right? We all know Trump said he would implement tariffs, and he's doing it. And if the market is always forward-looking, and this isn't necessarily a whole new news event, could this be a buying opportunity? I don't know. But one thing that I know and that I've learned is to drown out the noise and listen to the charts. So, especially weekly charts where they're nice and clean, much cleaner than the day-to-day kind of volatility. So let's get to it. Firstly, I'm going to organize this. So I have this organized position in 5 days. So basically where things closed the strongest over last week, right? So gold. We can see there was a nice base here in gold, and eventually it broke out. And ever since it broke out, it has just been going, right? It's just been going. It's been respecting the 10 EMA, respecting the 20 EMA, and now it's at these highs again. It's testing. Now it is up 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row now. Can I see a little pullback within the coming weeks? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I think it would be healthy to get a little bit of selling, maybe a little digestion just before to build another little platform to the next leg up. So gold actually looks pretty interesting. Now, here's the thing. I have no idea how the tariffs and the economy and all this other complex stuff is going to affect gold prices and silver prices and all this stuff. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't really care to, like, I kind of care, but it does. I don't put it into my trading plans. I go based off the chart, because otherwise I will get paralysis from analysis and I won't stay focused. So I'll leave it at that too. This is based on the charts. Okay, I'm assuming some dust will need to settle after all this news anyways, and the charts will help settle it. All right, anyways, XLC broke this level here, continue to grind up to 10, tag the 20, and now, it's at these highs. It's up 3 weeks in a row. Maybe we get a little rest, a little digestion here. However, these highs here, they look pretty good. So XLC looks pretty interesting. Maybe looking into some communications. XLV, I'm not touching this still. This is downtrending on the weekly. Nice rounding bottom, but it's been closing green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. Maybe it's hitting this downtrend line. Maybe we get a little selling to, I don't know, this 140-ish area to create a potential higher low. And that might be a buying opportunity. So maybe sometime like later this week, if it wants to tag 140 or so, hit a potential uptrend line here and start higher. I don't know. It looks like it might be trying to reverse. I don't know if that's going to happen this week. Maybe at the later end. So XLV is not of interest to me this week. XLY, he broke these highs, tagging the 10. Downtrend line is kind of breaking it here. And now it looks like it is retesting that downtrend line and pushing higher on volume. So XLY, consumer discretionaries look pretty decent. XLF, let's see what financials look like. Financials are coming up to prior areas of supply. It's had a strong, 3 weeks ago, had a very strong push off the 20 EMA weekly. Pretty close to a retest. I mean, it was basically the same level here of this other strong push off. So maybe we get a little selling here, looking for a higher low versus this $47 area. So I don't know, if you want to do a little retrace halfway, would be around 48, 49, I think, somewhere around there. So maybe a retrace there in XLF. Otherwise, it could break the highs. Let's see. XLP still kind of downtrending. Lower lows, lower highs are being made. Not interested. XLU kind of chopping sideways. Lower lows were made here. However, it consolidated and kind of created a cost basis for utilities. Broke out of that. Then it came back in about 50% and left a bottoming tail on volume. So XLU might provide some interesting setups going to the week. We shall see. XLRE, with a real estate, right? I have this kind of marked out here, right? Rounding, kind of reverse head and shoulder look. And it is testing that shoulder area now. Big engulfing candle 3 weeks ago. Now it's just been kind of resting, going sideways, creating a potential higher low versus this $39 area. Real estate could potentially provide some decent opportunities, as well, especially as time's kind of, correcting, spending some time above these levels, letting the EMAs catch up. Has it done that in the past? Big engulfing. A little bounce, chop sideways. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something like this back in April 24, where it will, get bought up, chop sideways, let the spend some time, EMAs kind of twig, and then it starts changing, trending. I don't know. Either way, we have some trap supply up above here, trapped, right? Longs up above here. So this is acting as supply. So as soon as it breaks into this 42-ish range, and if it accepts above that, I could, maybe it'll trade all the way up to these prior highs. So XLRE looks like they're working. All right, the Qs, downtrend line broken, kind of pulled back last week to retest these prior highs, and it held on volume. I don't know where I think the Qs were gapping down like 3%. Hang on, I think it's MNQ, right? That's what futures are, is MNQ. Where are we at here? So what are we gapping down? 2.25%. This is the mini here, but either way, I mean, it's rather similar. So looking at these highs here yet, it's holding it so far, right? So I don't know if this gap down is going to, this is what I'm talking about. Maybe this is a buying opportunity. If you want to, you're going to get me sidetracked here, Dave. If you want to look at MES, right? Here's the levels I have marked out on MES. So far, it's just been a bottoming tail. It looked below last Monday's low. They had a huge bottoming tail and has not been able to sell any further down. So, I mean, price, it is below the anchored VWAP from last Monday. And, there's prices below the anchored VWAP from this low. So sellers are in control. The average participant, even from this low, is in the red. However, this could be a buying opportunity. Either way. So that's the Qs. This could, gap up. Maybe it's a buying opportunity, chops a little bit more and continues on upwards. I'm not worried about much, to be honest with you. Downtrend, broke, retested this level here, which it has held in the past. Strong push off, 3 weeks up. Maybe we get a little bit pullback since it's moved for 3 weeks. In the Dow Jones. SPY, kind of the same thing. Actually, I can't lie. Last week looked like it provided a nice pullback after testing those prior highs. So honestly, depending on how much it's gapping down now, which we just saw, it's kind of holding some of the levels there. This might be a buying opportunity to set another higher low, or just holding prior support. Building a bigger base, more of a launch pad for highs. The trend is still up here, and so some of these lines didn't load right. Either way, the trend is still up, and the weekly charts I think show that for a good majority of sectors. XLB kind of accepting back into this range here. We'll see what it wants to do. IWM. Big push off, little consolidation. This is pretty volatile, but if it can hold this 228 level, maybe we can see a retest of that 245. So maybe the smaller caps might be of interest. If we zoom out on the weekly, there's the overall look of it. The trend is up. Higher highs and higher lows are being made. So I go with the trend. Trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. XLK Tech. This level here, I'm going to move that up, and then I'm going to make it thicker than a Snicker. There, that level there. What is that? 240, 242 has been an area of supply. Pulled back, holding the short-term MAs, the 10 and the 20, and then the 50 is starting to catch up. So plus this prior level of support here. I think another level of support, an important one, is that right there, right? Tested, held, tested. I wouldn't say so much there. So the 192-ish is interesting. RSP, I like to look at the equally weighted. So it equally weights all of the S&P 500 names, not just the heavy FANG names. So that's interesting. Again, what I see here is we had a nice pullback, which I went over a few weeks ago. Downtrend line broken. Maybe we get a pullback. You know, what I like to do typically is set an anchor VWAP to that prior low and to see if price will pull back to that anchor VWAP, hold it, and which is rather close now, right? Hold it, and then that might be a good entry point, and then you could set a stop loss to that prior low, anticipating a potential higher low near your entry once it starts pushing away. So overall, looks decent. Same thing, XLI, strong push off. We get a nice little pullback. So XLI looks interesting to me. UNG pullback off of these prior supply areas, and then, you know, could be offering a decent buy point here versus the higher lows off of kind of these lows here. So if we do that, it didn't quite make it there. We do that level there, 20 bucks. Maybe it sets some sort of higher low in the weekly here, and we get a push higher. I don't know how the tariffs are going to affect energy. I don't know. You tell me if you know, please. Thank you. XLE, excuse me if you heard that. XLE Energy. I don't trade a lot of energy names, but look, it's just kind of going nowhere. It's just sideways, consolidating. Lower high, lower low. I don't know if this is going to be start of a downtrend or if it's just kind of look above and fail, look below and fail. Actually, that's kind of what that is. It's ranging. That's what it's doing. It is in range between these two levels right here. So this 93.25 and 87.75, call it. It's in range. So it looks above that range, fails, opposite end, target, tags, opposite end, target, opposite end. Didn't quite get there, fails to go lower, target, opposite end, fails to go higher, target, opposite end, moves up, fails to go higher, so look above and fail, target, opposite end, look below and fail, target, opposite end, right? So it's just beat bopping within these levels here. And so, yeah, that's just kind of going nowhere. All right, let's go ETFs. What's interesting? 5-day, what's closed strong? Silver, SLV. I think it still has that 29.50 level to break. IYH, oh, healthcare. I do think healthcare is something we should be looking at. That would be interesting. We have a nice downtrend that was broken, downtrend line that was broken. We are making higher highs, and we need, what I would like is some sort of pullback to create a higher low, maybe a 50% retracement. I don't know. Is that 60 bucks or so? 59.50, so I don't know, 59, 50, $60. I would be interested in something like that, or that'd be even more nice if it could pull back and retest that to create a higher low versus off this low, and that would give you the $60 area. So there would be some confluence there, plus confluence with the 10 week. So IYH looks pretty interesting with maybe a week or potentially two of selling, or just one strong week of selling, and look for a buying opportunity. This is gold miners. I think gold miners would still be interesting to look at, especially because of what gold's looking at. KRE, higher low set. We'll see if it wants to. It hit that prior supply level, pulled back, created a higher low. So regional banks, I think, might be a little interesting to look at as well. Not quite the trend, holding that trend line. Stop it. There we go. But maybe. Or maybe the more appropriate one would be that. And maybe a deeper pullback will ensue, but maybe that's an acceleration trend here. We can do that and see how price respects that line. Either way, KRE looks interesting also for potential buys. Silver, already said that. Biotech, IBB, this is just this is just sloppy. TAN, this is just selling off. It just continues to sell. KBE, banks, again, look at banks. Not financial advice, but this is interesting. KBE, it broke out of this kind of ascending triangle look. I'm going to do this ascending triangle look. Bruh, load please. I think that was my fault actually. And now pulled back. So it tested it and now it's retesting it again. Has a nice strong push off of that 3 weeks ago on okay volume. KBE banks, I think, still look interesting. Looked above and failed that level, so maybe it's ranging. I'd be interested. Overall, still banks, right? All right. TLT. Let's see. That's still downtrending. KWeb. China. A lot of China talk. Has been a lot of China talk recently, but tariffs. I don't trade China a lot because I don't know. I held a few names, caught some of this, sold about. I don't know. Once it gave back more than 50%, I took some profit in those names, and then it's just been. I sold because I didn't. Trump wasn't in office yet. I don't know geopolitical stuff, so I don't want to be using other medical devices. So going on with the healthcare, right? IHI. So I didn't just want to be involved with all that gappiness. Semiconductors still ranging. IWM already went over it. SMH still ranging, right? Look above and failed, look below and failed. Just ranging. Just huge weeks. Just waiting for that to move. Once that starts to move, I think the market will probably continue to trend. But I don't know if it'll trend if semiconductors will just continue to go sideways. I don't know. USO just kind of bouncing back and forth. You see a lot of these jets starting to get some supply in here. Weekly 10 EMA is still catching up, still holding these prior support levels or supply levels. Hit this supply level, right? So expecting a little pullback. Ideally holds and then goes clears that level out. So I'm still in ULCC. LIT, maybe a higher low here. I don't know. I think Tesla's part of that, so Tesla would help that out if it wants to move higher. XRT, XHB, downtrend, lower lows and lower highs are being made there. So it needs to hold, what is this, home builders? That level is interesting. That call it $100 level is interesting. So XOP, IYE. Okay, so a lot of these ETFs, they're kind of chopping sideways. We're in this, I don't know, I guess we're in an overall market still uptrending, right? Still uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows are being made. Maybe this could be late stage distribution, especially from this just raging bull market we've been in since the lows of October of 22, that is. And so I don't know. I just look at charts, manage risk properly, and if you don't, I get smoked like I did this month. Go watch my review if you want to know what I did. I messed up on SMTC mostly. That was most of my damage. It hurt a lot. Either way, I won't give up. All right. Ideally, this helps me. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. And manage your risk. Stay safe. Later.